Let's just have a swing round and see what it looks like from the airside area. And yeah, that looks absolutely fantastic, doesn't it? Look at it. The sign for Campo Grande look really great. Look at this. Hello Flight Sim fans, and welcome to the Practically Geek channel. In this video I've landed here at Campo Grande Airport in Brazil, and I'm going to be checking out a freeware scenery by Bruno available over at flightsim.to. You might remember some of Bruno's work. I featured his Marília Airport and also his Presidente Prudente Airport, and I absolutely loved them. I think they were pretty close, if not on the money, for payware quality inside the freeware scenery. So I've decided to raid his files over at flightsim.to and check out more of his airports, so do expect more from Bruno very soon. Campo Grande Airport here in Brazil has an asphalt runway, as you can see in front of me. Runway 06 and 24 measuring at 2,600 meters. So the airport here serves the community of Campo Grande, and as you can see, the airport is kind of split up into two sections, which I'll show you in better detail in just a moment. The main apron here in front of the main terminal building doesn't look great. There's a lot of, again, bad 2D satellite imagery mixed in with some autogen hangars and the default kind of modern terminal building, if you like. You can also see to the far left there's a remote hangar just out in the taxiway there. Overall, it's not great. It's again one of the worst ones. You can see that the default tower, the light beacon just off in the distance shining. Again, hopefully Bruno has done some excellent work here in improving this airport. The overall footprint of this airport is quite a decent size. As I said before, it's separated into two, the runway splitting it down the middle. The main kind of terminal building on the right here, and on the left is the, I would imagine, maybe general aviation aircraft area, a few hangars, but the default texturing on the taxiways and apron look pretty bad in this one. I've noticed while being in this particular part of the world in Microsoft Flight Simulator, there seems to be no terrain spikes, so that's something, I guess. On the far right here, there's what looks to be a remote apron and kind of hangar area. Whether it's part of the airport, I'm not too sure. I'm sure we'll have a good look around the freeware file. And with that being said, let's jump into the freeware file. Stay with me as I explore Bruno's freeware airport. Welcome back to Campo Grande Airport here in Brazil, and we've loaded into Bruno's freeware file. It is one of the biggest he's done. Well, one of the biggest I've checked out of his. It's 1.4 gigabytes as I check the file here, on par with some of the payware sceneries I've checked out, or sceneries out there in fact. Definitely one of the biggest freeware files I've checked out. So let's have a look around the airport and see how Bruno has improved it. Making our way over the top of this section of the airport, the what looks like general aviation side of this airport scenery. The custom buildings here on offer are amazing, and I'll be honest, I didn't expect this part of the airport to be modelled with custom buildings. Maybe a bit of a touch up, but it seems that Bruno has gone ahead and put in some lovely new textures for the road and the car parks, and the custom buildings again look especially fantastic. I'm really impressed with just how Bruno's managed to create such really amazing looking buildings for a freeware scenery. This one in particular, we're zooming over the cross, the reflections look absolutely amazing. It looks really amazing actually. The getting in lower here just to check out some of the finer details like the outer wall here, and getting a bit closer to this blue and yellow custom building here. I must say it looks great. Especially getting in closer to these textures where you can see the reflections off the paint and the weathering, like the chips of paint coming off the edges, and this lovely custom sign here, look at that, CMDO. I'm not too sure what that means, unfortunately, but it looks absolutely amazing. I'm acting a bit surprised, but when we went ahead and checked out the other freeware files that Bruno has done, the other two that I've featured on my channel, it's no surprise that these are as detailed as they are, and look at that. Again, I didn't expect this side of the airport to be done. You can see that there's new hangars, and the canopies where my Ovation Mooney is placed on the stand over here, that's all brand new. It looks really, really great. So I think what we'll do is we'll head over the runway itself and check out the other side of the airport. Looks like we've had some retexturing of the taxiways and the runway, which look especially great. It's quite a long runway. It's quite a kind of, as I said before, it's quite a big airfield, quite a large footprint for a single use runway. Sorry, a single use, like it's only ever going to be used once. A single runway. You could fit definitely another parallel runway here, or intersecting runway for sure. Jumping over to the main section here, the main apron of where the bigger planes go. The level of detail, the ground clutter, the what looks like custom stairs, and the buildings with like little bits of paint chipped off, and the weathering of the textures look really incredible. As I say, near payware quality. In fact, look at the textures on the roof here on this building, little bits of rust and the metal reflecting. It's incredible. It's incredible because it's freeware, and I mean, I'll be very honest, if I was to pay for this, I wouldn't be disappointed. It's actually really, really good. So much has been redone. Every default building, by the looks of it, has been taken away and substituted for these custom ones, and this main terminal building is absolutely fantastic. Look at the apron lights here, the custom apron lights, and the custom sign, Campo Grande, look at that. And those textures as well, look at it. If you get in too close, they do become blurry, and I think that's maybe why it's so well optimized. The performance is incredible. It's really great. The control tower looks amazing. No custom interior, unfortunately, but that being said, what do you expect from a freeware? I certainly don't expect this level of detail, certainly. The custom canopies and the car parks, the custom street lights, the water tower here with, look at the rain that's gathered on the roof here. Absolutely incredible. Let's have a look at the control tower all the way around. The PBR texturing looks, again, amazing. And again, the top of this roof building with its bits of, you know, the defects in the roof, like the rusting and the weathering. Again, that use of weathering wear, I think I say it too much, but it's the only way to describe it. But it looks amazing. So does the new apron. The retexturing of the ground looks great. Got a couple of default ground crew down there. You've even got all these outbuildings, which obviously are storage and more hangars and utility buildings, and all the roads have been retextured. This is incredible. Look at that. More perimeter fencing, or look what more looks like a brick wall with some outbuildings here. They possibly might be default assets, but they look really, really good to be default assets. Maybe they're not. Maybe they are custom buildings. And you can see that there looks to be maybe custom vegetation, another apron and hangar here. And you can see, if you just look off at the distance there, that remote hangar that I was talking about before, that looks like a kind of more of a remote apron out into the field, has also been built and put in place. And I'm not too sure what it would be. Maybe possibly something to do with helicopters or private hangar, but there does seem to be a taxiway, a small narrow taxiway that connects this hangar, and the apron textures with the tire marks look incredible, and so does the hangar itself. Look at it, different markings, and I'll just show you here the textures. When you get in closer, they do become blurry, but unless you are kind of parking right close to the hangar, it looks perfectly fine. Looks incredible. Let me just swing round here and check out the taxiway to the runway. I must admit, it looks like it takes a long time to taxi down, especially if you're needing to use the end of this runway to take off. It's quite a distance to taxi, especially if you are in a general aviation aircraft, and that's a decent sized runway for this airport here. And look at the surrounding areas. Looking forward to checking out the night lighting in this one. And with that being said, let's roll back our clocks and watches to 1 AM and check out the night lighting here at Campo Grande Airport. And I was impressed with Bruno's other sceneries that I checked out on my channel, and again I'm impressed so far with this night lighting. I say so far, I've literally been here for 2 seconds, but you know what I mean. From this distance it looks like everything's got its custom lighting, and we should go in for a closer look and check out the night lighting here. Zooming back in from this hangar and apron area, you can see that the apron and spotlights around here, including the light on the side of the hangar, looks absolutely fantastic. Everything's lit up for the aircraft so they can see each other and see where it's going. Moving over to the main apron, it looks like every single bit of this airport has been lit to a really great standard. And again, I must stress that this is freeware. Just look at the lighting over here by these smaller hangar and apron buildings. Look at this. That beacon light's quite blinding, isn't it? But just look at the lights on the cars and the spotlights, the apron lights up there on the higher poles. Look at that. And again, those PBR textures are hard at work. The materials on the roof and the brickwork, everything reflecting where it should be. It does look really great. And because the control tower doesn't have an interior, it's making use of this kind of fake baked interior kind of lighting, and it still looks really great. In fact, so does the apron lights, these spotlights here, if I can get my teeth in. Look at that. These look fantastic. Lights here have got lighting on them, and just look at the reflections on the roof. Look at that. That's incredible. Another fantastic bit of scenery from Bruno, and even the signage here. That's incredible. That is really, really well done. I think I was this impressed with the Presidente Prudente airport that Bruno did. Let's just have a swing round and see what it looks like from the airside area. And yeah, that looks absolutely fantastic, doesn't it? Look at it. The sign for Campo Grande look really great. Look at this. Even the lights underneath the kind of canopy area. Making our way over the threshold of the runway, or just obviously right over the end of the piano keys. You can see the Papi and Vasi lights. Looks really great. More of those apron spotlights here. And overall, I'm super impressed with the night lighting here at this airport. Bruno has done an excellent job on implementing realistic lighting and the PBR texturing, and I think it looks absolutely amazing. So stay with me as I show you some before and after shots of the default scenery versus Bruno's scenery. This is quite a new little section I've added to the end of my videos to show you the before and after in a better look. You can pause in between different sections so you can see it very clearly and show some of the main points of the sceneries before and after and how they've changed. So let's get into that right now. So this has been Campo Grande Airport here in Brazil. This is a freeware scenery by Bruno Reichart. He has his creations over at flightsim.to. Great research for the freeware community for Flight Simulator, or Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 rather. I'll put the link in the description below so you can go and download it if you've enjoyed what you've seen today. So if you have enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and please consider subscribing to the Practically Geek channel for more videos just like this. Thank you for watching and I will see you again very soon.